Hello. I tried to record this. Uh, I only started the recording and it went off because I went into another page to look up something. Like, how bullshit is that? Anyway, um, so today tonight I'm gonna do a movie review on a film that came out last year. Ted's here with me. I'm on the floor because why not? And the film I'm going to do a movie review on is a movie by the name of X, written and directed by Ty West, starring Mia Goth, Jenna Ortega, fucking Martin Henderson, Brittany Snow, Scott Mescudi. So, it is part of the film series Pearl, and it's one of the rare occasions where both installments, the first two installments came out last year, and the third installment's coming out as well soon. I don't know if it's this year or when, but it's called Maxine, which is the name of this character, and I believe that Maxine is a direct sequel to X. So I have to see about that, whereas Pearl is a prequel. So the plot of X is you got this group of people, and the main character's name is Maxine. And she's played by Mia Goth, and she has a bit of a coke problem. And not Coca-Cola, drug problem. She's like, always sniffing coke, and she is an actress and hoping to get big in Hollywood and all that. And her boyfriend is played by Martin Henderson, I believe. So, yeah. And essentially, they're all taking it. He's a film director a film producer or whatever, and his friend who's going out with Jenna Ortega. His friend is going out with Jenna Ortega is the film director, and they are wanting to shoot a low budget porno film, X-rated film, and essentially this black guy, this blonde girl, this guy with a beard who's the director, and then Jenna Ortega's character who's like the sound designer or whatever. She works on the sound. Mia Goth and the other guy are going on this trip to this old house that they've rented out. Now, they get in this van, they travel through, talk and stop at like gas stations, talk to people. They shoot a couple of scenes, with the fucking, at the van. And the other thing is that I find funny is it starts off very like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, it's almost like pays homage to that. To the original movie. And you have Mia Goth and Henderson, who, like, Mia Goth is actually her character. Maxine is actually the fiance of the character played by Martin Henderson. And essentially they stop there, they go to this house, and at first the old man is very reluctant to let them in. He points a gun at them, blah blah blah, and he's like, "Look, don't bother me and my wife, blah 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 blah. Just do this. I never said he could bring other people." So, like, yeah, whatever. So then they start shooting the porno film, and they start shooting the sex scenes and all that kind of stuff, and getting ready, and basically start making movies and all this sort of shit. Talking and being kind of doing what the teenagers do in slasher films. Oh my god, that was amazing and all. And Mia Goth kind of goes off and swimming, and there's alligators and all this other shit. And people look in. She sees this old woman, staring at her in the house. And eventually, at one point, Maxine ends up running into this old woman, and this old woman is also played by Mia Goth in the fucking some of the best prosthetic makeup I think I've ever seen in a film. Considering how young she is. I mean, she's only, 2 or 3 years older than me? Or is it a couple of years older than me? And they made her look like an old woman. And Mia Goth, you're beautiful. And I think you should leave Shia LaBeouf and get with me. That's a joke, Shia. Please don't hit me if I ever work with you. So, yeah. And essentially, she's weirded out because it seems like this girl, Pearl, is always wanting to, like, fuck or have sex or whatever. Because then, like, there's a scene where she's, like, peeking in on the window of people having sex. and then like Maxine does a sex scene, and they all just do sex scenes, and then they start arguing, and Jenna Ortega's kind of like, you know, they do different sex scenes like the black and white girl do, and then Jenna Ortega wants to do one, and she does one off screen. So really late into the film, you know, and you have scenes with the old man and Pearl, and like you don't trust this couple, and you see photos of them, and like Pearl even directly talks to Maxine at one point, and even kind of sexually harasses her, and then Pearl's having like images of her wanting to fuck her husband and all this, and it's like holy shit, and like she's like I want to do it, it's like I know but I can't, you know. So you get all these weird scenes, and oh she's going off and stuff. And as the film goes on, like we get a good hour into the film, and they just start talking and laughing, and you know, it gets comedic and dark and shit. And by the way, this movie's by A24, which A24 brilliant at making movies, but they also have a tendency to make a lot of weird films. Falls into that category, but it is awesome, and I love this film. But that's what I was saying. Eventually, way later on in the film, Pearl and the old man start killing off each of these kids one by one, and it is up to Maxine to stop them. And essentially, you know, Pearl and the old man, they kill different kids. Like the old man shoots the black guy. The fucking asshole ends up stepping on a nail and getting fucking killed by Pearl. Pearl tries to seduce the director, then stabs him to death. Jenna Ortega gets locked down in a basement where she sees the corpse of her boyfriend, and she does that already iconic scene where she screams, and then eventually she's there knocking, and then the old man shoots her fingers off, and then she ends up getting shot. And then Pearl pushes the blondie girl into the lake, and she gets eaten by an alligator. And eventually, like, Mia Goth has to try and stop them from doing whatever. They try to kill her. The old couple end up having sex. I can't unsee that. I'm no fortunate son. Sorry. Anyway. No. So, yeah. But, so you got that. And then eventually, you know, she stops the villains from killing other people. She kills the two bad guys, you know, the old couple, and saves the day, drives off. Movie ends with the cops being like, what happened here? It's like, oh, fucking no. And the movie started with the cops as well. And that's really the movie in a nutshell. Now, of course, you know my reviews. I'm going to go into detail, and I'm probably going to be here for an hour talking about this film, because this movie is fucking awesome, and could probably talk about it all day. This movie's amazing. This movie is incredible. And when it was starting off, I was like, am I gonna like this? And it is phenomenal. And yeah, it does pay tribute to some moments in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but this film is actually quite original for a horror film. Taking a cliche, but actually doing something very different with it. The first kill of the film actually must be a good hour in. Like, it doesn't show up for a while. But the characters and the dialogue are interesting, and you want to know more about Mia Goth's character. But, like, where do I begin? So, you know, you get some great build-up scenes, okay? You have the scene where they're all in the van, where Mia Goth's looking in the mirror like, ah, you know, whatever, and she's like, ah, and then just going, you know, like sniffing fucking coke. It's like, you can do this, like, and she's like that, and sniffing coke, and I don't even believe she talks to that one scene or whatever. It's like, yeah, whatever, and she's just there doing that, and then the guy knocks at the door. He's like, hey, I don't think you should be doing all that there. It's like, you know, and you kind of think that she's a stripper, so forced to go, why? It's like, hey, listen, come here, you know, we're gonna need you for this film. You're great, you're amazing, and all that. It's like, great, and it's like, hey, give me some sugar, baby. Then they start making out, and it's really hot and stuff. Can't wait to go meet you, you know, let's go out, and they walk out or whatever. And then that scene's fucking awesome, and then just the awesome introduction. It's fucking sexy. But you also do get, like, you know, like you do get callbacks to other horror films. Like there's a scene that kind of calls back to Friday the 13th where Mia Goth, like they're all like, okay, I'll catch up with you guys later. It's like, yeah, we're gonna shoot this scene or whatever. And Mia Goth kind of just walks around and then beautiful, absolutely beautiful camera work and scenery as well. Like really nice summery atmosphere. She just kind of, I was just seeing something. She's just kind of walking around or whatever, and the camera's following her. She's kind of looking around, going, walking and all that, just going around the place. And she looks over and sees a shot of the house, and then sees the woman staring out, and she kind of looks or whatever, and she just kind of consistently walks and walks and ever. And you know, it kind of cuts back and forth between like the sex scene where they're like and or her walking, and she just walks all the way to this place, into this lake, and it's nice suspense, kind of like peaceful atmosphere, scenery, no music, and it's really nice cinematography. You know, the way the camera moves, the way it edits and shit, and she just walks, and she gets to this pier, and instantly you get Friday the 13th vibes. You know, she's there looking at the lake and stuff, and then she's like getting her clothes off and there in her bikini or whatever. She gets her tits out, and they're like, and then you're like, pause, and then you're grabbing the lube, and then you're like, oh, sorry, that was such. Oh, I'm gonna get myself cancelled the way I'm going on. Anyway, so she jumps into the river and she's just kind of swimming. It's like, and it's coming back, you know, and swimming. You know, and the people are having sex, like, whatever. And great cinematography, great kind of shots of her looking up and down and all that. And oh, that was a nice fart. Fucking hell, that was nice. So you get that kind of scene, she's there, and then you kind of get those kind of weird A24 moments where she's there like in the river or whatever, and it's kind of, I think it's either cutting back to just random shots of cows and or just random shots of like the old woman and the old man, like Pearl, the old woman and the old man, and she's just there like that, and then she's there with the face up, and then you see a fucking alligator and like, oh shit, is something gonna happen? But then she swims off, and then the alligator starts following her, then she gets up and you see her bare ass, but that, it's kind of cutting back and forth or whatever, and that scene's all like awesome and shit. And you're like, oh fuck, and then it cuts back to the orgasm scene, like, and all that. That's a great like cinematography moment, and like it was kind of suspenseful because you're like, oh shit, is this gonna happen? Something bad gonna happen? But the alligator is actually a good foreshadowing as to what happens later on in the movie, you know. And so I love all that. She walks off or whatever. She's just walking. You get great shots again. She walks through the place looking around. She's like, what the hell, you know, just walking around. And then she bumps into someone, like, bumps into Pearl, like, ha. It's like, hello. It's like, oh sorry. It's like, whoa, is that you, mister? I believe she goes in. I believe she walks in, or they come out to her. It's like, come in. It's like, what are you doing around here? Oh, I was just walking around. It's like, god damn it. And then the girl's like, come on. Pearl's like, oh hi, come on in, sweetie. He's like, are you okay, ma'am? It's like, yes, come on in, and all that. And it's just this very like weird fucking scene. It's like, you coming in? It's like, yeah. Oh, you must be the wife. It's like, yeah. You must be the woman. It's like, yeah, come on, let's go. And he's just walking in or whatever. I was like, this is the house. And then it's like, this is where I live. And then it's kind of, because I know of the, like, you know, the prequel to this film, Pearl. Hold on one sec. I have to fucking, like, you see photos of her and you can tell, like, young Mia Goth plays her. Mia Goth plays both roles really well, but like you can see the photos of her looking like Mia Goth or whatever. And it's like, yeah, me and my husband, you know, what happened. It hasn't been like that for a long time or whatever. It's like, you're really pretty, do you want to stay? He's like, oh no, I best be going now. And she's looking at the photos like, yeah, oh come on in, and walking around. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. And then as they're looking in the mirror, it's like, you're really pretty. It's like, yeah. And then she starts kind of touching her on the fucking stomach. Goes, oh, what are you doing? It's like, oh, nothing. Say nothing, don't, just this will be our little secret. She goes, shh. It's like, and she's like, what secret? It's like, okay. And the husband's there like, oh, what's going on? It's like, oh, she's just visiting. It's like, okay. And walks out and whatever, and she's kind of like, what the fuck, and just walking off. It's like, oh, you know. And then shots of Pearl staring at the window, and it's like, Mia Goth, I like how she plays the main hero and the main villain, two different characters. So I don't know if we've ever seen that in a horror film before, other than maybe Blood Rage. I can't believe I'm fucking comparing this with Blood Rage. Holy shit. Mm. But oh, Mario box office, cool. Yeah, and it walks off, and it's just that whole sequence is like, what the fuck? And then like that scene's kind of rough. So she's walking off or whatever, and then fucking the boyfriend's like, hey, where were you? Where were you? I was like, what? Jesus Christ! And a grey jump scare that was like effective. I was like, we need you on set. Come on. It's like, okay, I'm sorry. Come on in. Jesus Christ! Goddamn, waiting everywhere for you, you know. So I liked all that kind of fun build up and stuff. But like Mia Goth ain't perfect. There's many times in the film where just before she shoots a scene, she's like, you know, she's sniffing cocaine, like she's like, oh, no, I mean Maxine's not perfect. She's like, come on, Maxine, go in there, come on. And she's sniffing. She's like, I do not deserve a love that I don't. I deserve to be happy. I will not accept the love that I don't deserve. You know, and throughout the film, I will not accept the love that I don't deserve. It's like, hey, you ready, baby? Come on in. It's like, yeah, let's go. And they're making out, like, come on, let's go, baby, and all that. I'll do this, great, you know. She's also very good at doing the southern accent because she is British in real life. And then there's moments with the old woman, the husband, like, hey, do you not, it's like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, come on, we haven't done it in so long. It's like, you know, we can't do it, whatever. It's like, do you not want to look at me anymore? It's like, I do want to look at you. Like, I love you and all that. It's like, yeah, but come on, we haven't done it in ages. It's like, look, no, just leave it out, and they go off and whatever. And right away you know that there's something up with this couple. You know, there's something very off with them when they get there, and it's like, you kind of wonder what the fuck is going on. Because, like, throughout the film, like, you do see shots of, like, Pearl just walking around naked or whatever, or just stripping or looking down and fantasizing, like, about her and her husband having sex, and it kind of flashes on the screen, and it's like, oh, what the fuck, during another sex scene. So, yeah. But, getting into, like, the start of the film, like, I love like, as I said, the way it's shot, the big wide cinematography, some even direct shots that are callbacks to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love that. But even like the opening scene, like you have fucking like this kind of like aspect ratio, like it's kind of 5x5 or something, as a, I don't know, shot or whatever, and kind of opens up and the camera pans, it's wide or whatever, and you just see cops coming or driving. It's like, what the hell happened here and all that. It's like, what's going on? And they're driving around, and you just see corpses of dead bodies, like, what's going on in here? And they're just walking or whatever and looking around, and the lights are on, like, what the hell? You know. And they're walking around like, what the fuck is going on here and all that. And you're seeing like dead fucking bodies and cows and shit, and they're walking into a house like, oh god, you want to check inside there? It's like, Jesus Christ. And then throughout the film there's this black and white TV where there's this kind of political guy going, I will save you, I will save the daughter, I will do it, I swear it will happen. And it's kind of zooming in, it will go this way, it will do this and that, blah, 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 you know. And they're walking in like, Jesus, what the fuck happened and all that. And then even like that's the opening scene, like, oh shit, and then the title pops up X or whatever in a real old fashioned way, like, you know, the real 70s way. And I love the whole like 24 hours earlier, like, I just love all of that shit. And then even the ending when it cuts to back to present, like, Jesus, what's happening? And the black guy goes over there. He's like, what the hell do you think happened, Sheriff? Is like, I don't fucking know. I was like, hey, we found this, like, what is it? I don't know. And they walk in, and the camera kind of zooms out and shit, and you have the guy going, I will do this, we will do this. And then it cuts to Maxine on the TV. We will save Maxine, we will save my daughter, my granddaughter. And a nice shot that goes out the window, like, what's going on here? Like, I don't know, fuck. And it just goes X and ends in like really great gritty 70s feel. And it takes place in 1979, so I love that as well. And it wasn't cliche. So, fucking hell, that fart was rotten. That fucking stank. Oh my god. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. You know, as I said, he cut to that scene in the mirror and they're walking. They're like, "Oh, come on, let's go, guys!" And like, "Hey, what's going on?" and all that. And then it's like, "Are you ready for this movie?" And he says to the other guys, "Oh yeah, sure, I got the equipment here." The girl's like, "Oh yeah, let's go," and they all get in the car or whatever, and the van, like, "You ready to get in?" It's like, "You ready, babe?" It's like, "Yeah," and they all get in and stuff, and the blonde girl's like, "Oh god, this is great." It's like, "Did you get the script?" And all. It's like, "Oh, this is amazing," and all that. It's like, "Okay, let's go," and she's reading it outside, like, "Oh, this is great." During this scene, it's like, "This is amazing." The black girl's like, "Oh yeah, do you like it?" It's like, "Do you like the scenes?" Like, "Yeah." And it's like, "Okay, that's awesome." And then they're talking, like, "You ready for that?" It's like, "Yeah, yeah, we'll do it." It's like, and he's going up to the guys, like, "You ready for this scene to do this?" It's like, "Yeah." "We gonna make it good?" It's like, "Yeah, sure. We're gonna do this scene." Baby's like, "Oh yeah, let's go." So then they get in, they drive in the van. Actually, Maxine doesn't talk to get in the driving van. "Let's go." Yeah, they're driving, great shot of the van driving and other places, and then you think you're following a cop car, then it kind of pans and another one drives past, and it's just like, it's such a nice, unique way to show the shot in the film. So I really like that. And as they're talking, they're like, I'm not gonna lie, it was identical to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and even the remake as well. Like, it was very, the way that they're in the van, like, "Oh god, what's going on? This is great. I can't believe I'm reading this." The blonde girl's like, "Oh yeah," and he's like, "Yeah, that's amazing. Can't wait to work with you." "Oh yeah, baby." It's just like, and then she turns to Jenna Ortega, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm his girlfriend," or whatever. It's like, "Yeah, this is my girlfriend." It's like, Have you acted and stuff yet?" "Sometimes, I suppose." Like, "Yeah." "She like it?" "Yeah." "So have you been away from home much?" "And no, sometime." And she goes, "Sometimes." She's like, "What?" And it's like, "Yeah, whatever." I was like, "Oh, do you want a dick in you or whatever?" It's like, and she's just kind of looking and like, "Oh god, I can't wait to do this movie." This blonde chick's like that and just being weird and all that. It's like, "What part do you want to do?" I was like, "Oh, this is great, baby, isn't it?" And then it's like, "Yeah, yeah," it's just kind of like, and then like, I don't know, it's great to do it, and it's just nice natural dialogue between them. Some great conversation scenes. She has her feet up on the fucking dashboard, which would make Tarantino come everywhere. And it's like, "What about you, Maxine?" And then she goes, and then the van drives past. So I like that aspect. And then you kind of get like, you do get the nice slow dialogue scenes, and I like that. I like the build up. Scenes like, "Oh well, I served in Nam," it's all that kind of shit. It's like, yeah, and I like these characters. I thought they were very well written, very funny in parts, and I like the kind of normal build up, van pulling up. It's like, "Oh, come on, guys, let's go out this way," and all that. And then they walk in and shit, and they're like, "Yeah, so have you done the scenes?" Like, "Yeah." "Have you worked with equipment much?" "Yeah, sometimes." Like, "Yeah, sure, whatever," and all that. And it's like, "You guys okay?" It's like, "Yeah, what?" "Oh, I think we're gonna shoot a scene now." It's like, "What way we shoot it?" It's like, "We gotta put gas in." It's like that. It's like, wait, and she's like, "What? We can use that. We can actually use this in the scene." They're like, "Wait, what?" It's like, "Yeah, why don't we use the little petrol thing or the little thing as like a penis? It makes it look like Jared Thompson." So he's putting in like, "Whoa," and he's like, "Okay, shoot it." And then I like that it changes aspect ratio into like the old kind of style camera. And it's like, it's like, makes it look like you're peeing or they were. It's like, "Yeah, oh yeah, whatever." It's like, "Yeah, that looks great." And there's that kind of dialogue between them outside, like, "Oh, come on, ready to hit the road or whatever. Can't wait to do this." And then, so I love all of that. Natural, slow dialogue. And then you have like them coming in. "Oh yeah, that's great." Yeah, that's great. Maxie and the guy talks like, "I can't wait to do this movie." And it's like, "I can't wait to be a star." It's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make you a star, baby. We need this, that, and the other." It's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Well, you better make me a star," and all that. And then she's like, "I don't really like that girlfriend," and it kind of has a shot of them outside there. It's like, "You don't like anybody's girlfriend." It's like, "No, all she does is just stare at people. She doesn't talk much and all that." And like, to be fair, Actually, that scene or whatever, she doesn't really talk in the van. It's actually the scene outside where it's like, you the girlfriend's like, yeah, so do you do acting much? She's like, sometimes, okay, sometimes, whatever. Um, it's like, all that kind of shit. Um, and like in the van, she's kind of just staring. She's kind of quiet and shy, so I related to her character in that way. Um, and plus, I have a massive crush on Jenna Ortega. I've said it in my Scream 5 and 6 review. I still need to finish my Scream 6 review. Um, and she's great in this movie. Uh, she really fucking took over last year. If you think about this, right? She was in X, she was in Scream 5 last year, and she was in Wednesday, and then this year Scream 6. I'm like, and didn't like the Babysitter Killer Queen like come out like a year or two before last year or 3 years ago? I don't know. It's fucking mad. But she's doing really well for herself. She's a great actress, and I'm in love with her, and I want to marry her, and I can marry Mia Goth and all that. Anyway, I'm probably gonna end up working with them in the future. Anyway, so I love the part where it's like, okay, so we have the scripts here, they're in the vans, like, there you go, there you go. It's like, wow, I'm playing this one. It's like, yeah, I like this one. Oh shit, that's kind of cool. I'll point and shoot. So you point and shoot. Yeah, it's like, we're gonna shoot that scene. It's like, yeah. And then she's looking, oh, I'm the farmer's daughter. It's like, yeah, that's great, whatever. It's like, wow, and all that. As they're driving, it's like, I can't believe I'm the farmer's daughter. So it's kind of cutting back and forth. It's like, yeah, so you're gonna act in these scenes. Like, oh yeah, I can't wait. It's like, you're gonna be great. She's gonna be great. Yeah, she's got that X quality. It's like, yeah, X factor quality. It's like, oh yeah, and all that. So I love that kind of side of it. But I back to seeing the convenience store. The girls like, you have something here. It's like, yeah, in the back there it is or whatever. Or I think the telephone here is in the back. In the back, it's like, yeah, and he's talking. It's like, yeah, so we'll do that. Yeah, whatever. I believe they talk on the phone. I can't remember. Yeah, it's great. It's like, oh, we're gonna do that. Yeah, go. And then I think the blonde chick comes in and is like, yeah, so are we doing this? And then she's like, yeah, just go back to the truck. So as they're talking, it's like, yeah, I don't like that girlfriend. She just stares at people. Come on, she's shy. A lot of people are shy, baby. And he does a really good job with the southern accent because he's actually from New Zealand, that actor. So it's like, holy shit. And like, yeah, it's great. He's like, you got the X Factor quality. I'm gonna make you a star. You better, baby. He's like, yeah, and they start kissing, whatever. Go there. It's like, here you go. So we're gonna make you a star. Like, fuck anyone, including the store clerk or something. Or something weird remark. She's gonna go, sorry. Is that how much it is? Yeah, whatever. Walks off, whatever. It's like, and I love when they walk in. It's like, here you go. I got this here, baby. They're walking through. It's just that summery atmosphere, and I love the summer atmosphere in this movie. It's really fucking sunny. Until the end, and like where the van's driving, you get like a shot of the fucking clouds going around or whatever. They get in, they drive off, like, yeah, let's go, So I liked all the kind of sort of build up to that journey, and then like it's like, oh god, this is insane. They're kind of just chatting, and you have that dialogue. Yeah, like, are we shooting this movie soon or what? Like, and that guy was very like a character in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I didn't really like his character that much, though. I thought he was a fucking dick, and when he got killed off, I was delighted. I love that scene, and I cannot wait to get into the third act because the fucking hell, the kills in this movie and the practical effects, awesome. And that's what happens. So as they're driving, they're like, oh god, what happened? There was some car wreck, and then it's like, oh Jesus crap, what happened? The girls with the glasses, and she does wear the sunglasses. Like, oh no, that's insane, and she's great. She's great. She has that fake kind of, oh no, this is great. I can't wait to see you and all that. And so hot. And as they're driving, it's like, well, what the hell's going on? And you have the cops there. It's like, this, and they don't even stop to just kind of drive through. It's like, what is that? And you see, like, as I said, through the film, there's like a flash of shot of cows or something, or flash out of a barn, flash of like Pearl as an old woman or whatever, just different flashes. But as they're driving past, you just see this cow and guts and like, oh my god, and Maxine's like, ugh! It's like, what's wrong? It's like, what's wrong? What's happening? It's like, don't look at that. It's horrible. I can't stand sight of blood. It's okay, baby. And it's like practical effects, like, oh no, and the fucking cow's guts are everywhere, and they're driving off. Like, okay, let's get out of here. And there's a shot of it on the fucking truck, and there's a guy fucking just literally scooping them and throwing them on the fucking grass. What the fuck is that gonna do? But I love that. And then he drives to the place. So here we are. It's like, oh my god, let's go. This is amazing and all. And it's actually not your cliche kids on the weekend, because it's like they're not shooting a horror film. They're shooting a fucking porno. It's like, oh, we're going to make you a star. It's like, yeah, this is a low budget porno. It's like, come on, let's go. Come on, let's get the equipment out. Let's go. Okay, let's go. So, like, they just stay there or whatever. He's like, stay here. I'm going to go talk to the guys. Like, okay. So they just stay in the van. They're just looking around or whatever. And a great big wide shot of him walking in the grass and stuff, or just walking up and knocking. It's like, hello? Sir? Hello? You know. Sorry. Couldn't resist. You know, great fucking shot of him there. I was like, hello, and then the fucking right away, you do not trust this old guy. He's like, what the hell's going on? It's coming back and forth, and then the old guy's like, hey, I didn't invite you. Whoa, easy there, old timer. He's like, listen, get off my fucking property. I didn't ask you to be here and all. It's a fucking great call. I was like, hey, I called you about the house. Like, no, I didn't. You didn't call me for shit and all that. It's like, hey, I called you about renting out this place. And he's like, no, I'm staying with people over there and all that. And the thing is, people don't know, like, he never actually notified them that they're shooting a porno there. So it's like, oh, fuck, not just shooting a movie, but a dirty movie. It's like, yeah, we're going to make these dirty movies. We're going to make the best dirty movie ever. And they say that, like, we're going to make a great dirty movie. It's like, okay, well, you better stop and blow away. It's okay. And then I love how instantly it just cuts back to Mia Goth, and she's looking out, and she's like, what the hell's going on? It's just like, oh, something's wrong over there, you know. I just love that. And then I love how she sees him at the shop, and it's like, something's wrong. And then I was like, oh god, it's like, what the fuck? It's like, oh my god, what's happening? And then she kind of just goes in the glove department, pulls out a gun, in a great fucking scene. And, oh my god, my legs are fucked. What the hell? So many scars. Anyway, somebody like, I think I'm getting like an infection or something. Anyway, and she's kind of like, what's going on or whatever. And it's like, I called about the thing, remember? Last week, he's like, oh yeah, sorry, you can never be careful 2 days. That's okay, you know. It's fine. Where are you? I'm here with my wife, Pearl. I'm here, it doesn't say Pearl, it's like, I'm here living with my wife and all that stuff. It's like, okay, that's great. You know, and then they all come out like, hey, what's going on? And they're all walking. It's like, hey, come on, let's go. It's like, where is it? Oh, the place is up here. So then they're all walking. It's like, you okay around here? It's like, yeah, it gets lonely out here, but I tell you, it ain't fucking the way it used to be. I was in name. And I was like, oh shit, you know. So you get those kind of moments, like, yeah, pops and all that. I love that. And they're walking through. It's like, yeah, let's go this way. It's like, over here. It's like, right, so you be staying here. And it's like, oh, nice. Opens the thing. It's like, yeah, it's great. So you're going to be around here, Pops? And thank you, Pops. That's great. It's like, yeah, this is awesome and all that. And she's like, you never said anything about other people staying here. It's like, oh, no, but like, I'm sorry, but we kind of need that. We need that. It's like, yeah, well, you better not make any noise. You better not make problems. Like, I'm sorry. It's like, you know, I don't think I like you very much. It's like, oh, really? It's like, yeah, I think you're trouble. It's like, thank you. And they walk up. It's like, wow, that's incredible. That's weird. It's like, wow, that's insane and all that. Like, that's weird and all that. And then he's just an old guy. It's like, whatever. And then that's when Jenna Ortega, and you can tell her character just has severe anxiety and shit. She's like, wait, what? They don't know we're staying here and stuff. And she's like, oh my god, you talk. It's like, wait, she does talk. It's like, yeah, wait, they don't know right now. Look, it's fine. They don't need to know. We'll just shoot around it. It's like, yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be fine and stuff like that. You know, so that's such a great moment or whatever. And you know, you get those moments or whatever, and like, it's like, okay, well, should it be fine? Be able to do it. Get ready for the scene soon. It's like, yeah, now party's on. And they're closing the door, and then Mia Goth's looking at the window. You get great shots, and then you just see the fucking Pearl or whatever. But you also have, like, I honestly thought that this character was a complete fucking dick to Jenna Ortega, the guy with the glasses. She's like, the guy and the girl are making out, I think even in the van just before going up, or in the house or something, I can't remember where it was. And she's kind of looking, like, and they're looking around at different parts, like, what's going on? Why can't this happen or whatever? It's like, why can't we be like that? Or just some comment, I can't remember what she says, and then he's like, oh god, when the hell did you become such a prude? I'm not becoming a prude, it's just like, we never do that. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's like, this is so weird and all that. Or whatever. It's like, you know, she's like, oh, that's your boyfriend there. It's like, that's your boy. And she goes, that's your boyfriend? Yeah. Yeah, I remember the line, by the way. She's like, is that your boyfriend or whatever to, when they're in the van. It's like, yeah, I'm such and such. It's like, yeah. And she's like, is that your boyfriend? And she goes, yeah, sometimes. And she goes, that your boyfriend? She goes, yeah, sometimes. She's like, what? You know, I just love the way she said that and the look, because, like, and it makes sense because they have sex a lot. But, it shows a bit of the porn industry, like that. Can't beat it. That's the 70s porn. Like, I love the shots now. Oh, okay, baby, let's do that. And they're shooting, and, you know, cuts to the fucking scenery of, like, the, you know, the aspect ratio of the 70s old kind of camcorder. So I like that. So I love that whole shit. And they're like, let's get partying. And they go upstairs, like, yeah. And they're sitting down. It's like, why are you such a prude and all that? It's like, just do that. Help with the equipment. That's all you're good for. Just do it. Whatever. So they're doing the scenes, like, okay. And I love the scenes where, like, okay, we got to shoot that scene. Okay, let's do it. And then you cut to her there, so get the equipment, okay. And she's always holding up the mic like that, Jenna Ortega, like when they're at the gas station, and then when they're at or the petrol station, whatever. And then when they're, like, doing the porno scenes and shit. Which there is. Oh, there's plenty of boobies. My dick has been empty for a week. Anyway, I need a haircut, but I look sexy regardless. Anyway, I'm trying to think, like, am I gonna watch another film tonight? I don't know, lad. Sorry. But I love that, and then, like, they're just there, like, yeah, let's do it, and then they're making out, like, oh yeah, let's go, baby, and they're like, yeah, and then she has her tits out, and she's like, ah, 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 and then the great fucking sex scenes cutting back and forth, and they're fucking like, yeah, 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 you know, and they're there shooting, like, yeah, and like, give it to me, it's like, yeah, give it to me, like, get the cum shot, it's like, okay, and I love, okay, now turn her around, and then, like, yeah, and then, like, banging her up the ass, like, okay, yeah, you go, yeah, 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 oh, yeah, no, it's great. That was great. And then they go, it's like, that was an amazing scene. Like, yeah, that was great. We're going to make the best fucking dirty picture ever. Yeah. I was like, why are we making good movies? It's like, we're making dirty movies that have a good fucking story. We want to make it a good, not just dirty movies, we want to make them have a good story. Yeah, but they're not Oscar worthy. It's like, yeah, but we want to make them have a good story, you know. And it's like, yeah, sure. And that's funny, because that kind of reminded me of Boogie Nights, because that's what they say in Boogie Nights, and it's based off of a porn director or whatever. So let's go. And then you kind of, there's also kind of moments that remind me of When Harry Met Sally. There's one joke where it's there, like, it's there, okay, that's great, you know. And you see Jenna Ortega and the other girl there, and she has her tits out, like, and they're fucking, and it kind of cuts back between the aspect ratio of the film and then her being, like, shot from the kind of square angle, because that's the way pornos are. So then, of course, you know, you have sex in a horror film, you die. But the thing is, this also gets rid of that cliche, because Mia Goth's character has sex in this film, and she actually lives. When you think it could be Jenna Ortega, although Jenna Ortega has sex off screen, but you often think that, like, she would live, but it's like, but see, I'm gonna get into the acting. The acting in this film is just so fucking realistic. Like, it's just every performance in this film, there is not a weak one at all, where it's in the sex scenes, the comedic scenes, dramatic scenes. Like, you honestly, it feels incredibly real, you know. And Pearl and the old man are great villains, because it cuts in and like, oh god, and it cuts back to the house like, you okay there, honey? It's like, yeah, they're sitting there like, I'm okay, honey. Pearl, they're looking at the window like, that's a weird couple, and it cuts back and forth between them day and night. It's like, we want to do it. He's like, come on, I want to do it. It's like, no, we can't do that. Goddamn kids over there. It's like, oh yeah, you know, and it's always like, fuck. It makes me really want to see Pearl now, because it's like, shit, I'm really interested in seeing what's going to happen. So it's like, I can't wait to watch Pearl. So it's actually in cinemas over here now, but I might just watch it online, because I don't have money for cinema. For certain films. So, you know, so I love that, like, shit. And then they get up and the guy's like, that was amazing. You know, that was great. I was looking at the windows, like, you just checking yourself out the window. I was like, oh yeah. His ass, like, there was like, I'm great. It's like, oh, you were amazing. It's like, yeah, it's great. It's like, hey, calm down, honey, you were good, but not that good. It's like, you know, I think you loved it. And she's like, it's not that hard to fake an orgasm. She's like, ah, 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 oh God, oh yeah. And that's the part that reminded me of when Harry Met Sally. She's like, I think I'm falling in love with you. Oh yeah, that's great. And the kiss. And then there's another scene where they're just making out and all that. So I like that. And I like the scene where the black guy's like, I served him Nan Pops. And he's like, oh yeah, yeah, really, did you? It's like, that was your name too, or whatever. It's like, you know. And he's just looking, yeah. It's like, I think that's great, Pops. It's like, you didn't say anything about other guests staying in here. It's like, yeah, yeah. And you kind of think, oh, fuck, is there going to be one of these fucking douchebags from the fucking, you know, they're assholes, you know what I mean? Like, and I love that shot of the house, and they're like, come on, let's go on the drive out. That's like 1979, like 24 hours earlier, 1979. Great, massive title. Cards, which are great, and I just love the title cards for this film, and even the opening scene, written and directed by Ty West, and the great shot at the beginning, and the aspect ratio change, and it's awesome. But the porno scenes, like they are good, like, because like they do add to the story, and you know, Pearl's a villain that, in a fucked up way, you kind of feel sorry for her, which is weird to feel sorry for a murderer. And now I haven't seen Pearl. I just want to point out, I remember hearing about this movie coming out last year, and I remember hearing about Pearl coming out, but I had no idea these two movies were connected until, because like, oh, I want to see Pearl, it looks interesting, and then I didn't realize, wait, Pearl's a prequel to this, until I watched Matthew Davis's top 10 movies of 2022, or is it top 20, something like that video. So my friend Matthew Davis, so like, I honestly, like, you know, I found that weird, but oh, this fucking movie, man, it's awesome. And no, what's saying is like, you know, Pearl's a character you feel sorry for. She looks at the window like, oh God, I miss you, and then like she'll just often wander around the house naked or just walk around, and then Mia Goth's like just looking over like, what the fuck, and she's always kind of like, you know, and just walking around, and you know, different shots of her, and you're like, what the hell. Now Pearl's the main villain, but she's not the main character like she is in the next movie, but so I enjoyed all those kind of little aspects now. So yeah, I love that, and then the whole fucking, like, that scene alone, like those scenes alone are great. And then, you know, you have her walking around kind of going, what the fuck, and all that. And the blonde's like, oh yeah, this is great, I can't wait to do a scene. It's like, come on, let's go do another scene. It's like, come on, get the equipment. It's like, why do we do this? Like, we're shooting a scene, okay? Just shoot the fucking scene, just do whatever you want, you know? It's like, come on, let's do this, come on. It's like, yeah, so what are we going to do? Want to do a summer scene? It's like, yeah, you ready to do this? Okay, lemonade scene. Okay, so you sit here, let's do it. Okay, lights, camera, okay, action, you know, and the come in's like, hey, how are you? And it kind of does what a real porno does. So it cuts back and forth between Pearl and the old man. It's like, and she's like, do you want some lemon? Like, hey, my car's at the breaking down and all that. It's like, could you fix it? You know, it's like, oh yeah. It's like, could you help me fix it? It's like, oh, my daddy's gone away. I don't know how to. My daddy could help you, but he's gone away. You can come on in and stuff. It's like, okay, yeah. So he's checking her up and down, like a real porno. Like, come on, I've watched porn before. Like, it's like that. So they sit down, like, you have Pearl kind of, I believe, dancing to all music and just kind of dancing. There's moments where it's like that, and the old man is just there, like, oh God, these goddamn people. It's like, hey, can you get out of here? It's like, yeah, thank you. It's like, you watch it and just be careful around here. So I was just like, can you stop it? Or, you know, he's always saying something like, okay, old timer, don't worry about us, or whatever. It's like, what the hell are you doing here? You know, grumpy old man, they're just dancing or whatever. And then it's cut back for like, oh, it's great. It's like, do you want some lemonade? It's, yeah, it's really hot today. It's like, oh yeah. It's like, it is really hot. It's like, yeah, sure. You ready to do that? It's like, yeah. And then I remember even another scene. Jenna Ortega's like you a porno actress? Like, no, I just shoot the equipment to hold up the boom mic. So they're like that, and they're like, oh, and they're fucking again. It's like, okay, do it, and they're fucking like, yeah, great angle, and they fuck, and they're like, yes. And they're like, holy shit. So like, yeah, let's do it again. We gotta look around the locations, like, oh yeah, that's insane and all that. And Maxine's kind of looking around Jenna Ortega's like, yeah, whatever, whatever, and kind of talking to Jenna Ortega or whatever. And Maxine, I like that they made her not the most perfect character. Like, she sniffs coke, throughout the film, like, ugh, you could do this or whatever, and just, I like that they made the lead, like, she's likable, but, like, she's not perfect. It's like, are you okay with this, baby? It's like, yeah, I'm fine, whatever, this will all be good, and, you get to that farmer store, it's like, come on, get into costume, come on, let's do this, and then, oh my fucking god, I'm gonna tell you this right now, this scene, I honestly think was beautiful. I just like, Mia Goth is so hot, like, so fucking hot. As you have the cows, Mira, they go into the barn, it's like, come on, let's go, and they're watching, it's like, you ready? 3, 2, 1, action. And then you have Pearl in the other room, imagine fucking her husband and stuff, and not fucking her husband, just there looking and whatever, and she starts walking and wandering around and stuff. And when they close the barn, it's like, hey, it's like, how are you? It's like, what's going on? Like, why are you milking the cows? Like, oh, I can't do this because my daddy won't be home. It's like, yeah. Oh, when will he be home? It's like, you can't do that. Oh, really? It's like, yeah, because daddy will get angry at me. Oh, really? Will he? It's like, yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, don't be. It's like, hi, daddy. It's like, hello, how are you? It's like, oh, I'm good and stuff. And then, you're kind of just like, oh, shit. And then they start making out like, oh, yeah. And they start fucking like, oh, yeah, on the ground. And then they're, it's cutting back and forth between the, like, aspect ratio, just like it was in the Lemonade scene and the other scene. They're fucking. And you're just there like, holy shit. And, like, first of all, it's a great scene, and the drama and suspense, because you're like, oh no, they're gonna get caught, because then Pearl's walking towards the fucking barn, you're like, no, you're gonna get caught. And as they're fucking, it's like, and she looks in the window, sees her fucking, like, in slow motion, and kind of just looks, and, like, I like how she just kind of looks and goes, and just turns away and goes, and then she imagines, but then it kind of splices between, like, Pearl having sex as an old woman, you're like, what the fuck. So he stops like, oh, that's great. Yes, baby, we done it. And then, like, they're kind of all the, like the main sort of, like, slower dialogue scenes, because, like, those scenes are great, but then you get into, like, the next half of the film, the next second, third act, whatever, and it gets suspenseful and fucking horror action packed. It really starts to become a horror film, and a great horror film at that. And some of the kills, like, wait till you get to the kills, like, it's a good chunk in, but the kills in this movie are unbelievable. I'm gonna pause this for a sec. I will definitely be back. I'm not cutting this into 2 parts. Well, hopefully not. But yeah, camera's on. Sorry, I had to do that. So yeah, as I said, we get to that whole fucking I'm just in a space on fire. Just look at here, fucking hell. Basically, we get to that whole sequence with what do I say? So that we get to a scene where they're in the cabin, and they are in the cabin at night, and then you get this amazing fucking. And I have to say, this girl is a great singer. We get this. I just remember this scene. We get this fucking incredible, amazing fucking cover of Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. Which is insane. Like, it's a great. So they're all kind of like they're like this. So like, yeah. So you want to do this? Like, oh yeah, it's great. So light the fire. It's like, yeah, and they're talking like in a cabin, like most horror films. Like, yeah, that's great, baby. It's like, you did great today, baby. Thank you, and all that. It's like, okay, let's play some songs. Okay, and then she starts to do, and then it's kind of cutting back. It's like. I was like, no, I was like, wait, this is Landslide by Fleetwood Mac, and then you see the old couple do different things and shit, and you see Pearl kind of looking, and it just cuts back and forth between them singing, and Pearl kind of looking around and just doing weird shit, and then just like, and I saw my reflection, and it goes on for a while, and they're like, yeah, that was great, and then you get a great scene then after that, and like, where the tension builds up, between the characters. Like, yeah, let's go, it's great. It's like, come on, thanks, baby. And then she puts her feet on fucking the guy's lap. It's like, yeah, I don't know if he touched it. there is a few foot fetish vibes to this film. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I'm just thinking that, if I'm a sick fucking mind person, but they just shots of her feet like getting out of the water and then going into the water and stuff. You know, and like getting out and then swimming or whatever. And it's like, yeah, baby, you did great. It's like, that's amazing. Then they're making out like, yeah, cool. It's like, that was amazing. It's like, that was great shoot today. Yeah, yeah. And they're just talking like, we're gonna do this. Like, yeah, why do you think of the old couple? They're fucking weird. Yeah, and it's like, back when I was in Nam, it's like, you always mention that when you're in Vietnam, and I was like, yeah, shut the fuck up and all that. So they're bantering, and then Jenna Ortega goes, what was that today? It's like, what do you mean? It's like, and she's like, what the hell do you mean? It's like, how could you even do that? Can I ask you something? It's like, yeah, how could you do that? And all that. It's like, and Mia Goth's like, do what? It's like, was it not weird for you to see her having sex with him? It's like, hey, whoa, and all that. It's like, what's going on? It's like, why do you have in there saying that? I've seen you fucking eyeballing him up, looking him up and down and all. It's like, no, I haven't. What the fuck are you talking about? It's like, yeah, you want to fuck him, and she's always looking over. It's like, yeah, I see you want to fuck him and all that. Like, it's like, oh, are you looking him up and down? It's like, no, I'm not. Like, in those scenes and shit. And it's like, I'm not. It's like, yeah, it's weird and stuff. And it's like, no. And then basically he's like, she's like, no, but it's like, it's not real love, yeah, because it's porno. And he's like, I don't mind. And then the guy's like, I don't mind. Like, in the professional business, it's okay. It's like, yeah, but it's just weird. It's just not real love and all that. It's like, it's not weird that you don't like it. Just do your job and fucking shut up. It's like, it's porno. God, if you don't like it, go. It's like, no, it's not that I don't like it. It's just whatever. It's like, well, you've been weird all the way through, so you know. And they're kind of just at her. It's like, yes, just shut the fuck up and do your job. It's like, don't tell me shut up, whatever. And eventually, it's like, yeah, do you like it? It's like, yeah. Everyone likes it. And then she goes, I want to be in the movie. You know, it's kind of great shots and like back and forth, and editing's great. And she's like, what? He's like, yeah, I want to be in the movie. And then he's like, but wait, you're not a porn artist. Thought you didn't want to. Yeah, but like, I'm just shooting the equipment. I'm here. I don't want to just carry around the equipment. I actually want to be in the movie. And then she's like, wait, really? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, he's like, no, you're not gonna be in the movie. And he's like, well, that's not your decision. It's like, what the fuck do you mean it's not my decision? It's like, yeah, to the boyfriend. It's like, yeah, well, I want to be in it and you can't stop me. He's like, yeah, well, I don't want you in the fucking movie. Why? Because I just don't. And the boyfriend's like, yeah, but they done it. It's like, yeah, but I don't want it. It's like, yeah, but I get my own say. And everyone's like, I mean, I do. And the guy's like, the producer's like, listen, I was saying this as well. She wants to be in the movie, she can. And he's like, yeah, well, you're not. It's like, yeah, well, you can't fucking tell me what to do. It's like, yeah, well, let her be in the movie, whatever. It's like, okay. And it's like, okay, you got to stop it. And they go, God damn it. He goes out. He's like, hey, you got to put an end to this. He's like, listen, if she wants to be in the movie, she can. Like, yeah, but she's my girlfriend. I don't want this. It's like, yeah, but you decided to do a porno. You done this. Yeah, but I want to make a good movie. They done it as well. It's a professional business. Let the girl do what she wants. She's a grown woman, you know. It's like, you can't let her fucking stop her. You're fired. It's like, no, you can't do that. Or whatever. It's like, God damn it. You would do it. It's like, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to let her do it. The scene, she's going to go in. I'm going to let her shoot it. You know, she's going to do the sex scene. Whether you like it or not, she's going to do it regardless whether you like it or not. It's like, God fucking damn it. So, like, okay, they go in, like, okay, you ready? She's there in her bra and underwear. It's like, okay, ready? And she's about to have sex, black light. And okay, lights, camera, action. And they're having sex or whatever. And that's all happening. I was cutting back and forth. And I believe, like, Pearl and the guy are there. And then you have, like, the guy is just there and he's just showering, and great shot of him showering. He just starts bawling his eyes out, and you're like, fuck, I do the same. So that's a great, powerful, effective scene right there. And they go out or whatever, like, yeah, that was great, you know. It's like, okay, let's go, right? I'm gonna hit the hey, see you guys later. To go sleep. It's like, okay, bye. And then you get into more of like, okay, so, you okay, baby? It's like, yeah, whatever. They go off, whatever. You go to bed. Like, I'm here to hey, bye, good night. And then you get into the final act of the movie, or just the second to third act, and this is where it gets batshit crazy and gets fucking awesome. Like, the movie's awesome anyway, but it gets more awesome. Because we then cut to a scene where he was like, fuck this, and he's like going or whatever. He's like, God damn it, I'm gonna go. And he gets into a van and he's driving off or whatever. And you just hear the do-no-no-no, and he puts the radio on driving, and then they play Don't Fear the Fucking Reaper. Hell yeah. By Blue Oyster Cult. You hear, all the Good times have come here, but now they're gone. Seasons don't fear the reaper. You know, song is in Halloween 2007 by Rob Zombie's Halloween, whatever. Halloween Ends, pot of shit. Anyway, Zombieland, Scream, you know, the cover version, but it's the original version that gets it. It's like, oh, Pearl's there, Jesus Christ. And the jump scares are actually effective in this film. And she's like, hi. He's like, Jesus Christ, lady, you scared the shit out of me. And then he's like, hi, do you want to be here? He's like, yeah, look, you can't be out here. He's like, come on, let's just do stuff and all that, you know. And she's obsessed with sex because she didn't live the life that she wanted or whatever. And she's like, you know, like, it's okay, you know, we can do this, we can, you know. And then she's like, stop. And then she's there trying to kiss him, like, come on, holding on to him. It's like, okay, well, what are you doing and all that? It's like, I want you. He's like, no, why did you just do that? You know, I was like, no, please, just let's do this and all that. And like being all sexual and shit. And Mia Goth does a great role as Pearl as well. Like, she's just great. And he's like, can you stop doing that? It's like, right, God damn it. And then she just goes, stabs him in the fucking neck. And then you hear, seasons. And it's like, and all that. And then you get this amazing, he falls to the ground. It's like, why do you have to fucking do this? You stabbing them. Cable last night upset. And then like stopping them like, and the blood's going everywhere. And the blood starts going on the fucking lens. And it's like all red and shit. And she's just there fucking stabbing them and stabbing them. Stabbing the cunt. And he dies like, you know, and she's like, and then she just walks off like, walks off, and you're like, oh fuck. And then you're just thinking shit. And just the suspense, like, from then on out, you're like, oh fuck, this bitch is crazy. She's walking around, and then you have Jenna Ortega going, God, hello, and like, yeah, the guy's name is RJ. Yeah, they're like, oh, RJ, you want to do this here? RJ, like, where's RJ? Where the fuck's RJ? Whatever, RJ, you know. It's like, where the hell? I can't find RJ. It's like, what? What's going on? And then he's out, and he's like, oh, I'm so good looking. I got these pecs and all that. Also liked in the other scene where the old guy's looking the girl up and down in the cabin, and the guy's like, hey, you better watch it there. It's like, what do you came from? It's like, hi. She's like, hi. He's like, you better watch it there, old timer. You know, she's you're eyeing up my future fiance there and all that. And you're like, the fuck. Have you ever never seen something so fine in your life? It's like, okay, well, I don't think I like you much. Get the fuck out of here, you know. We have all those kind of scenes, and he's kind of running around like, where is he? And she goes to the guy. I can't find RJ anywhere. It's like, well, he's probably gone out somewhere. No, he's left the van. I can't find him anywhere. I was like, why? I'm worried about him, you know. We had a fight, and I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight with him. I don't want to break up. I love him and all this shit. It's like, wow, you know. It's like, oh, can you please look for him? Like, no. It's like, come on. It's like, okay, god damn it, look at him in the morning, he'll be fine. Like, no, but what if something happened to him? Please, just do this for me. He's like, okay, god damn it, but I'm not doing this again. He's looking around, like, god damn it. And then, oh my fucking god, this scene. Actually, kind of, the more I think about it, it reminds me of a scene in Final Destination 5, but it's better. But he's walking around like, where are you, RJ? He's walking around, god damn it. And he's coming back and forth. Mia Goth's in bed, is kind of coming back and forth, whatever. And the blonde girl's like doing her makeup, I think, or whatever. And he's walking around like, RJ, and I believe the black girl and white girl are having sex and making out. The black guy and the white girl. Black guy and the white girl, sorry. Well, you've heard every variation there, so like, RJ, where are you? God damn it, you know. And there's the hill, RJ, where are you? They all have those looking around scenes, which are really well done. Great, are great at building suspense and tension throughout the flick. So he's walking around, like, in the fucking, as he's walking around and shit, in the fucking barn, you see this nail, and you're like, oh no, he's barefoot. You're like, oh no, dude, no. He's walking out, and then he just steps, it goes right through his face, like, oh fuck, what the fuck? And it ends up, and Pearl's there looking in at him, like, Pearl just walks over, looks in at him, and is like, oh shit, pulls a string or whatever, like, oh shit, and then it goes into his eye, like, you know, like, and like, once again, the scene with the fucking, where she's slitting his throat is gory, it's practical effects, blood is great, it's really well done, looks real, well, I think it looks realistic. What would I know about realistic blood? I'm just joking. And then like they're, oh shit, and then Jenna Ortega's like, hello, and then she's walking around, and barefoot on the ground. I've mentioned feet so much in this fucking video. Jesus Christ, you might think I have a foot fetish or something. I don't. Anyway, she's walking around and he's like, hello, RJ. RJ's like, oh Jesus, like, what the hell are you doing here? It's like, sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. It's like, what are you doing? I'm looking for my boyfriend. It's like, God, but he can't be out here at night. It's dangerous and all that. The old man's like, I'm sorry, will you help me find him? It's like, yeah, come on this way. It's like, okay, so they're walking in. It's like, I don't want to disturb your wife or whatever. It's like, come on, and then like this way, whatever. Okay, he's down in the cellar. You need to do something. The electricity's not working. It's like, I don't know if I want to go down there. It's like, no, go down there. You have to. It's like, it's not working. It's like, okay, whatever. So you're like, oh, don't fucking go down there. So as she's walking down, close the door, it's like walking down, whatever. It's like, hello, and it's kind of cutting back and forth between them, the corpse, and then Pearl's just kind of there looking at it. Like, and Pearl is a sinister old lady, and it's nice to have a serial killer old lady in a film. It was nice, an old couple. So as she's walking down, you know, great shot of her there, turns the light on, and then you see the corpse, the naked fucking corpse of the boyfriend. The dick is out and everything, cut down, and then no, as she but even just before that, she pulls the thing down, and it even pops the other guy's eye out, like the string pops out, and she turns the light on, whatever, turns around, the guy's dead, and then we get one of the best acted scenes ever. Jenna Ortega is amazing in this scene. It's so iconic. She turns around and just goes, oh my God, and she screams, like, walks up, hello, help me, and all this stuff. And just before that scene, before she turned around and saw, like, she walked up, was like, hey, I'm locked in, hey, open up, and all that. And she goes down and turns the light on, looks around, and then sees the corpse, and she's like, you know, and it's like, what the fuck? And you're just there like, holy shit. And then the old guy's just there, and just these fucking scenes are awesome. The blonde girl gets up, and like, oh God, hello, what's going on? And then Mia Goth's like, oh, I don't know what's happening. It's like, is he out? It's like, I don't know. And the black guy's like, okay, let's go. And then she walks out. It's like, okay, and the black guy's like, oh, we can't find him anywhere. It's like, where is it? Where are they? Do you want to go find him? It's like, okay, let's go. And then the black guys, like, first of all, I think they have sex or something. They're like, oh yeah, they're fucking again, like, just not for the cameras. Like, they're also like that line. It's like, it's okay to have sex as long as the cameras are on. So wait, as long as the cameras are off, yeah, but it's not okay when the cameras are off. If they're on, it's fine. You know, it's like, really? It's like, yeah, so they're talking that dialogue scene. And brilliantly written movie as well. So she walks out like, okay, I'm gonna go out or whatever. And it's like, I can't find my wife, Pearl, can you help me find her or whatever. It's like, okay, yeah, I can't find my wife. That's what the guy says. And as I said, throughout the film, I'll get to that maybe actually. So you have that, and the black guy's there or whatever, and he walks out. It's like, hey, what's going on? And the guy's there like, hey, what the hell are you doing? It's like, hey, I can't find anyone, Pops. It's okay, Pops. You don't like me calling that, don't you? It's like, no, why are you there? And the black guy's standing there with his dick out. It's like, yeah, I don't know, I'm just fine. It's like, I can't find my goddamn wife. She gets confused sometimes. She just walks off and doesn't know what to do. It's like, really? Yeah. And Pearl, you see her walking around, you get a shot of her standing at the pier, like, naked and shit, and you're like, what the fuck? You know, it's like, I don't know what I'm doing, and she's walking around the house, like, come on, I gotta find her. It's like, come on, let's go. And they're walking through the woods, like, yeah, let's go, we gotta find her and shit. It's like, where are they? And all, I can't find her, and all that kind of shit. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I think it's been great, you know, you served the nam. It's like, let me get my clothes on. It's like, it's all good. It's like, you're gonna be able to find her. It's like, yeah, but I don't need help finding her. It's like, and then you get this scene, and he has to go, and it's like, you know, I was in Nam, I know what it's like, it's horrible. It's like, yeah, I was face flat down in the mud. It's like, yeah, I know it was horrible. It's like, yeah, I'm sure it was horrible for you too, Pops. Yeah, I know. You're going to be able to find her. I won't be able to. I won't. And the dialogue goes on for a while. They're like, I won't be able to, help you with that. And he's like, why is that, Pops? And he just goes, shoots the guy. That's fucking weird. Like, okay, this guy's crazy and racist, probably. So shoots the black guys. The black guy actually does die in this. I'm like, fuck. So then, Pearl's at the edge. Is like, oh god. He's walking around. Migos there doing coke or whatever. And Pearl's there at the edge of the water. But no, even before that scene, actually, before that scene, Pearl's walking around the house and stuff, and the blonde girl's there, oh, whatever. And I think the black guy's there. He goes out. It's like, oh yeah, let's go, I was like, oh, are you okay? It's like, oh yeah, I'm fine. And I'll go to bed, right, night, whatever. And Pearl's just walking around the house, right? And it's coming back and forth, and you get this really disturbing rape scene. Like, I think it's a rape scene. It's cutting back and forth, and you see the dead bodies and shit. And Pearl undresses and goes on top of Mia Goth and starts like feeling her and humping her. Like, actually, it's weird. Mia Goth gets on top of Mia Goth. What the fuck am I saying? I can't even, yeah. So Mia Goth as Pearl goes on Mia Goth as Maxine. Like, oh, Maxine, are you okay, Maxine? Like, go to bed, Maxine, yeah, whatever. They say Maxine a lot throughout the film. Obviously, it was her character's name. So you get on, starts riding her and like, oh, kissing her, and they're making out and fucking her, and it goes on for a while. Like, oh shit, and then it kind of cuts back and forth between other scenes of people dying, and then Jenna Ortega in the basement. Hello, and it cuts back and forth between that. Hello, help me, all this kind of shit. And even like, I believe it's the black guy's walking. Or someone else walking. She's like, hello, help me. Or the blonde chick's walking, like, help me. And they're walking back, like, and the cellar door is moving. It's like, god damn it. And it cuts back to whatever, to Mia Goth. Mia Goth is next to Mia Goth having sex to get an overview shot, a bird's eye view shot. And they're there, and she's just there, and she wakes up, and she's just there, kisses her, wakes her up, and wakes up next to her. You get a shot, and she just goes, ah! The old lady was, she was attacking. I was like, what's wrong? She was fucking attacking me, what the fuck? And all that, and you're like, holy shit. And then Mia Goth is just there, like, traumatized, and then fucking snorting coke, like, I don't deserve love, I'm not accepting love I don't deserve, blah, blah, blah. She walked downstairs, and then, you have the girl going, Pearl, where are you? And then he sees her at the fucking edge of like, ma'am, like, sorry, ma'am. It's like, oh, sorry, ma'am, to disturb you. There's a scene earlier on where Maxine says sorry to Pearl, sorry to disturb you, ma'am. It's like, yeah, it'll be her little secret. I think she even says to the other one, yeah, the girl said to me, that old woman said it'll be our little secret. She's like, what the fuck? And she's there like, okay, you're going to freeze this. So she's there naked and puts the thing over, and then turns around and is like, I don't need your help. It's like, what? Like, you just had everything handed to you and all that. It's like, wait, what? And all that. And like, just a very, very like jealous person. Like, you're just a money grabbing little whore that does everything. It's like, okay, lady, you know nothing about me. It's not my fault that my life, you're worked out better than yours. It's not my fault and all that. And she's like, yeah, well, you're just a no good money digging whore. She's like, okay, I was trying to be nice, but now fuck you and all that. And then she just, eventually the alligators come, and then she just pushes her in, like, oh shit, and falls in, and then the alligator comes, and starts fucking eating her, and the blood is just going everywhere, like, and then Pearl's just looking in and smiling, the blood's going everywhere in the water, and then she just walks off, and then sees her husband's like, come on, you ready to go back? She's like, yeah, let's go. And they walk back to the house or whatever, and she walked back, and Jenna Ortega's like, hello, and then no, but the old man is there, and just before, like, just after he goes back to her, she's like, hello, help me. And then as she's downstairs, fucking, whatchamacallit, as Jenna Ortega's like downstairs and shit, she finds an axe, she's like, oh, picks it up and all that, and then next thing she's like smashing through the fucking door, Shining style, trying to grab onto the fucking lock, and she unlocks it, and then Shoves there, and then out of nowhere, the old man goes, "I told you not to fucking look," and then just cuts the guy, her fingers off, like, "Ah, fuck, what the fuck? You fucking crazy shit." It's like, "Fuck you." It's like, "Oh god." And then, like, "Oh, fucking help me." And then eventually runs off, and then they try and attack fucking your woman. She's like, "Oh god." And Mia Goth runs, and like, "Oh, no, 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 no." They're like trying to grab her and all that. And then they walk in, he's like, 2 down, 3 to go, whatever. It's like, "Oh," and then they're talking, it's like, "How many of them are dead?" It's like, "I don't know." It's like, I don't. It's like, "I don't think we should kill off that young, that one." It's like, "Why? There's 3 left." "Oh no, there's 4. I think we should spare her. She just reminds me of me." It's like, something about her. It's like, "Why?" And then you get a scene that they sit down, and it's kind of sweet, I guess. And they're like, "Oh, do you not find me attractive anymore?" It's like, "Of course I do. I find you beautiful. I think you're more beautiful than the day I met you." It's like, "Do you think I'm pretty?" It's like, "Yeah." It's not that I don't. It's like, "Well, let's just do it." It's not that I don't want it. It's just I don't have it in me anymore. You know, we're old and stuff. And even like earlier on, like the blonde chick goes, "Look, the thing is, life is short, and we're gonna be old, and we're gonna be too old to fuck. So we may as well just fuck while we're young and have fun." True. And he's like, I think you're beautiful. You know, beautiful as the day I met you, and all this. And like he's all like, "Yeah, it's great." It's like, "I just want you now." It's like, "I don't know if we can." It's like, "Are you amazing?" Pearl's like, "Yeah, we'll get through this together." It's like, "Thank you." And then they just start making out and kissing, like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah," and all that. And they start making out. You see the back, and then they start going at it and having sex, and then a really graphic sex scene. You see her fucking back, and you see his fucking ass and like the top of it, and it goes. Camera pans underneath it, and then Maxine's under it, and then they fuck, and it goes on and on. It runs off, whatever, and gets out of there. And then you're cutting to more scenes of like, "What the hell is it?" And they find the dead body. It's like, "Oh, what the fuck," and all that. It's like, "Oh god," and all that. And they find the dead body, like, "Oh god, he's out there. He's out there." It's like, and it's like, "Help me, help me." He's like, "What happened?" "You cut my fucking finger off." It's like, "We gotta go, get out of here." It's like, "What? No, I fuck you. I fucking hate you people. I hate you people." It's like, "Wait, we gotta stick together. Come on." It's like, "Fuck you." It's like, "We gotta know what the keys are," or whatever. She goes out and walks out, and she can't find the fucking keys. Goes out to the van, gets the gun, whatever, beforehand or after, I don't remember. Mira's like, "No, fuck you, I hate you." She's like, "No, we gotta stick together." And Jenna Ortega's running, and then just get fucking shot. And they're like, "Holy shit." He's like, "I told that bitch not to move anything." He's like, "Goddamn, where is she?" and all that. And then they're like, "Oh god, there she is," or whatever. It's like, "What the fuck?" It's like, "Stop her." And then the guy's like, "Oh," and then she's like, Mia got running, like, you know, Maxine's there, like, fucking freaking out and running, and then she's like, "Oh shit." "Oh fuck," running, like, "Stop it." It's like, "Get her," or whatever. "God damn it," and all that shit. And then Mia Goth has the axe, like, "Ah," and all that, and then fucking goes out and gets the guns, like, "Give me the fucking keys." Like, "No, you can't. I can't let you do that." It's like, "No, give me them," and all that. And eventually she just comes, I believe she hits him with the axe, like, "Ah!" They're fucking hitting him, or she shoots him, I can't remember. She kills him anyway, right? In a graphic, like, "Oh, fuck you," and all that, and dies, kills the old man, like, "Oh, fuck," or whatever. Whatever, just kills him. "Give me the keys to the car." "I don't know where they are. I don't know where they are." And she's like, "Give me them." And it's like, "Give me the keys, bitch." You know, she's like, "Okay, they're over there." You know, she has to come to Pearl. And she runs off and shit. If I don't remember how they die, I'll just, like, mention it in my Pearl review. So it runs off, like, gets the thing, gets the keys, like, sees a little thing is, like, stuck to the tire. He's like, "Okay, don't move," or whatever. It's like, "You can't do this, you man grabbing horse. Like, it'll all be okay." It's like, "No, you're a bitch. Like, you're just a little whore that can't fucking do anything." Because before that, it's like, not, like, she says that to the old couple and all that. It's like, "Yeah, I am." It's like, "You can't do anything." And it's like, "Fuck you." And then she tries to shoot the gun, but it's not working. And then eventually she grabs him, goes and goes, "Ah!" Kills the husband, like, "Ah!" You know, whatever way. It's like, "Oh, you just," and she's like, "You just killed my husband, you fucking whore," and all this, and tries to stop. Is like, "Stop it, you whore," and then tries to shoot her or whatever. And even, it's so funny, she tries to shoot the gun, Pearl, and she goes flying back. And I love when the gun doesn't pull the trigger. She's running like, "Ah," and then hits her in the leg with the axe, like, "Oh fuck," and hits her in the fucking ankle. And she's running, and great, like, gore effects, like, and they're like, "Oh shit," and running away. and shooting, and like it's gory as shit. You know, hits her in the fucking ankle, and it's blood, and like the guy has a gory death, like you know, it's fucking gory as hell. As she's running, just fucking shooting and fucking like he's like, die, you ready to die, you fucking whore. It's like no, and or whatever, and then like then eventually she falls because they even foreshadow like, oh, she could fall and break her hip or whatever. So then she falls like, oh no, break my hip, help me, I'm gonna die. Like, oh no, actually, sorry, I got the death scene wrong. The husband has a heart attack. It's like, please, go. Like, my husband's having a heart attack. It's like, it's like, what's happened? It's like, no, fuck you. It's like, no. It's like, I don't give a shit. Give me the keys. Like, oh no, what the fuck, you bitch. You know, as he gets the keys and all that. And he has a heart attack or whatever. And she gets fucked up in the knee. And you get a great shot of them in the background and she's just there like that. You know, it's fucking great. Maxine. You know, and then you have the fucking whole I love when they're reading the scripts and all that. Whatever. She goes up, it's like, give me the keys. Like, no, he's having a heart attack. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Give me the keys. Like, where are they? They're up there. And she runs up, grabs them. He has a heart attack. It's like, okay, I don't care. He's dead. It's like, fuck you. It's like, please, would you do this? Be okay. And then she shoots it. It's like, fuck you, you whore. And they're like, they're fighting. And she's like, trying to fucking fight them. So I love it's Mia Goth versus Mia Goth. And they're like, oh shit. And they're fighting. It's like, fuck you. And then she falls, breaks her hips. Like, please help me. He's like, no, you murdering bitch. I don't give a fuck. And she's stabbing people. And fucking blood's all over Mia Goth's face. It's like, I don't give a fuck. And I believe she shoots him, or stabs the guy when he has a heart attack or whatever. It's like, I don't care. Fuck you. Gets in the van, drives like, you fuck you, you whore. Then just fucking drives over her head and it goes, blood goes everywhere. Great fucking practical effect. You see it starting in the film. Drives off. She's just there. Yeah. Get a great shot at night time. There in the sky. She does a bit of cocaine. I don't deserve. I'm not gonna accept love I don't deserve, and all that. And then of course movie ends. You get the whole scene, and then the movie ends, sets up the third installment. But it's the first one. Then we also have throughout the film you have that black and white guy like TV. Oh yeah, whatever, you know. And it's like when the lights are on, like at night time, like when there's dead bodies, like, oh, what's happening while the TV's on, like, and then throughout the film and while Pearl's watching, it's like, oh, this is happening, and it's zooming in on this black and white TV and multiple different scenes, like a day when they're watching it, at night time when the lights are on and all that. So yeah, but guys, honestly, this film is fucking amazing. It's actually legit creepy at times. You've got some fantastic editing, fantastic visuals. It's beautiful to look at in terms of the way the cinematography and the look and the 70s style and feel. The acting is ridiculously good when people act scared or when people act fucking angry, or the comedic scenes. It's beautifully written. It's very natural. It has good horror movie throwbacks to like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and you know, fucking The Shining and Friday the 13th, all of that. You got the nice aspect ratios, the nice A24 feel, like the whole camera and stuff. As I said, it's brilliantly edited. Each of the characters are memorable and interesting. There's some good comedy in there. It has some shock value. It has some things that are not that cliche at all. And guys, I honestly don't have a problem at all with this film. It might start off a bit slow, but it's entertaining from beginning to end, and I love it. You even remember the background characters like the store clerk. So, and I love it, and I cannot wait to see Pearl and watch that one. I love this film. The quality of this Blu-ray is amazing. Yeah, a lot of special features. I love when she's looking at the start of the film. And I like that shot when they're all there as well. And I like the shot of them talking. And then that shot, which is very reminiscent of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then that shot in bikinis. So yeah. And I like the shot of the house, and even like when she's walking, the bikini and the back, you know, it was very paid tribute to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, and like the shots of them in the van. So yeah, even the van is similar. So, driving through, and it is it in Texas? It is, yeah. It's in rural Texas. Like, let's go to Texas. They have the Texas accent, and it takes place in Texas. It's like in 1979, a group of young filmmakers set out to make an adult film in rural Texas, but when their Repulsive elderly hosts catch them in the act. The cast find themselves fighting for their lives. They catch them while having sex. So yeah, front, spine, back. First of all, great to see that company still going ahead. It's 18, it's really gory, brilliant practical effects. No CGI, just pure practical effects like an older horror film. A24, you've done it again. Absolutely love X. And that was my movie review of X. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys later. Bye.